Well, Terminal 2 of the Bengaluru Airport has had another milestone now. And not only has it opened itself to international travel completely, it's also now fully functional in a way that the first flight, the Saudi Airlines, also landed. But to know more about how this terminal is going to help, how also passengers are going to have a more seamless kind of interaction as well as movement while they're traveling from one destination to another, I'm joined by Mr. Maharaj, the MD CEO of BIL. Thank you so much for joining us here at CNN News 18, sir.
Thank you, Rohini. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
So, if I may ask you, though this is scheduled on the 1st of September, but how is this going to ease, especially Terminal 1, and how is Terminal 2 going to help in terms of complementing?
In a big way. So, of course, today is a big day because international traffic has completely moved from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2. So, let's speak of it in two terms. One, as it moves into Terminal 2, the international traffic, we have created plenty of capacity. Today, we have about 4.5 million passengers a year, or close to 5 million passengers a year traveling internationally. And we have a capacity, built up capacity of 10 million, which means we have got plenty of headroom for growth, for the anticipated growth as far as international is concerned, which is great because I think Bangalore city deserves that kind of connectivity, and we are ready with the capacity. So as long as airlines are bringing their flights in, we are ready to welcome them. At the same time, on the Terminal 1 side,
excuse me.
God bless you. On the Terminal 1 side, as international moves this side, it decants that terminal and creates, therefore, that entire space that was there for international gets reconfigured and becomes domestic. And as a result of which, there's plenty of capacity and headroom for the major airlines such as Indigo, Akasa and SpiceJet who are operating out of Terminal 1. There's plenty of room for them to grow. So all in all, I think there's plenty of capacity for all airlines to grow at both these terminals put together.
Mr. Maharaj, this is a one-of-a-kind airport, Terminal 2. I remember when we came here during inauguration as well. Mind-blowing, continues to be so as well. But more importantly, in terms of seamless connectivity, this is supposed to be much better, world-class, or you're actually setting standards globally. Do you think that this helps a little more for passengers with this kind of seamless connectivity? Because other airports in the country are yet to catch up to this?
Well, I think this will sort of ease travel to a very large extent. So, for instance, many of our network carriers have both their domestic and international operations out of Terminal 2. So, whether it's domestic to international, international to domestic, international to international, we've made sure that all these transit connectivities that have to be established have been made very seamless. Today, as of now, Terminal 1 to Terminal 2 connectivity happens through an interterminal coach. Over a period of time, we plan to connect both these terminals, and that should sort of simplify that as well. All in all, I think this between these two terminals, I think we'll be able to create an environment for any airline to establish this as a fantastic hub for their connectivity.
But in terms of making it easier for passengers as well, we've seen that there are places, long queues because of some airlines backing up, passengers backing up. Would that be eased out here? Would the queues be shorter?
Typically, queues are a function of demand and capacity.
Okay.
So if, let's say, the demand is far in excess of what is the capacity, then what happens is there is a queue. Typically, what happens is that if airports are designed to a capacity and we allocate slots to airlines so that the demand and capacity are matched. If all goes to plan, which, as you know, rarely does, if all goes to plan, then there will be no queuing. But, you know, cancellations, delays, early arrivals, these are part and parcel of the game as far as aviation is concerned. And whenever that happens, anything that's not in line with the precise plan that's been laid out, one does end up having queues. But today what we have done as far as Terminal 2 is concerned is created plenty of spare capacity so that I've never seen queues here at all, and I don't expect to see queues for a very long time. At the same time, if, let's say, there are flights delayed and things like that.
And weather conditions as well.
Weather conditions, that exactly, irregular operations because of weather, these are things that can happen. So what we've also done is created a very nice environment in there. Retail and food and beverage environment with really unique restaurants, unique retail establishments that can really help you to spend your time better.
And breathe easy as well, because you made it a
I was going to say that next. By creating a nice environment, you know, I've read this saying somewhere that says that a heart of a man can be cold and hard if it's not in the midst of nature. And we've created that an atmosphere of nature all around so that it makes you feel relaxed, it makes you feel absolutely calm. And of course, all the artwork. We've got 60 amazing pieces of art by 43 well-known artists. So these art pieces are meant to make you pause, reflect, and relax, and probably spend an entire evening of delayed flight looking at something and just enjoying it. So many things to
So
do.
sometimes you'd wish the flight is a little delayed so that you can spend a little more time at T2. And how has the capacity changed in the last 2 to 3 years, especially for Bangalore, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2?
So the previous stated capacity of Terminal 1 was 26 million, but stretchable. I mean, we like sweating capacity a little bit because that is the best way to bring down cost per person down. So stretched to about 30 million. But now with both these terminals put together, international and domestic, we have a capacity of between 55 and 60 million. Of course, capacity is always expressed in terms of peak hour. But if you want to ask me to do something that I don't normally like, which is express it in terms of million annual numbers, I would say it's between 55 and 60 million passengers. And this year we'll touch 40. So we've got 50% spare capacity, which puts us in a good place.
And are we having any new international airlines all opening up, especially here? Because I did read up when I was seeing some of your interviews that you were talking about how some of the long haul flights as well, be it from other countries which are war struck, and that is affecting in terms of businesses, especially here.
You know, if the Russia-Ukraine war was not on, we would have started our US direct flights, even with US Airways and American Airlines. And we hope that should happen soon. We know that some of the European airlines are, Lufthansa has announced already a new flight to Munich. They operate to Frankfurt right now, but they're talking about adding another flight to Munich. And like this, we will see more and more flights getting added. I don't want to jump the gun and predict too much at this stage because we're in discussions with various airlines. But my sense is that, and I really hope this happens, but my sense is that from the current 4.5–5 million passengers a year, in 5 years from now, Bangalore should touch close to 10 million passengers a year. So doubling of our international volume is what all of us are aiming for, and we're hopeful of getting.
So you set your set your eyes high, your sights are high on this as well, because for you, sky is the limit here as well,
I'll tell you something, Rohini. The reason I say this is because I think Bangalore city deserves this connectivity. And I think if there's any city that needs to be connected to the world, it's this city. And that's why I'm quite positive it will happen.
I'll ask you a very simple question. Are 2 terminals enough for Bangalore?
Well, in the long run, actually not. We have a plan for a 3rd terminal. We have space reserved for that 3rd terminal. And that's the advantage of master planning a terminal, right? A master plan actually shows you what this airport's going to look like 40 years from now. And we are building backwards. So today we have built phase 1 of Terminal 2. There's only phase 1 of Terminal 2. Phase 2 of Terminal 2, this terminal gets expanded modularly on the southern side, which makes this terminal alone a 50 million passenger terminal. And then when this is exhausted, we build Terminal 3, which will create a U shape. So that's Terminal 1, this is Terminal 2, and Terminal 3 here, creating a U between them. So it's bound to happen.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us here and sharing all the details here with about what BIL is up to. And we hope that we see Terminal 3 coming up really soon and the footfall or the passengers coming in a lot more. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure to have you with us on a special day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.